This is the UTLA Sideletter Agreement for all of our UTLA members. Working conditions. When we began bargaining with LAUSD, they demanded an 8-hour day with teachers required to go to the school site classrooms to teach via Zoom. This was unacceptable to us. We reached an agreement on working conditions that addresses the needs of families for consistency, but it also provides for educator flexibility, and it recognizes our own family responsibilities. We had to remind them that we were not in a normal situation. Smart Start. This is the beginning of the school year that's focused on training, relationship building, and setting the foundation for success for the rest of the year. The Smart Start PD will be uniform across the district. 10 hours PD for UTLA members August 17th, 18th, and 19th, and August 20 to 28th will be used for teachers, students, and parents to develop rapport, instructional routines, and practice with learning programs. The school day is 9 to 2:15 p.m., and there's an average of 360 minutes to the workday for teachers. Daily attendance will be taken, and a weekly schedule of synchronous and asynchronous instruction will be given. Administrators must give notice before joining virtual classes and web conferences, and no recording without prior consent from the teacher. Only one grade level or PD meeting a week, and only 2 faculty meetings a month. Grade level department PD meetings happen weekly, but with a 9 a.m. to 2:15 schedule. Faculty meetings happen outside of the 9 to 2:15 schedule. Administrators must provide prior notice to visit a class, and teacher instruction can't be recorded without prior consent. Substitute teachers and pool teachers will be used to avoid combination classes. Grade level schedules were bargained because the district wanted to impose schedules with hyper-prescriptive expectations for how teachers were to provide instruction throughout the day. The district wasn't legally obligated to bargain the schedules, but we forced them to do so to protect pedagogical discretion. The waiver process was extended, allowing schools to vote for all alternative schedules, but they must meet legal requirements for total minutes of daily student engagement. That is 180 minutes for ETK to K, 230 minutes for first through third grades, and 240 minutes for 4th through 12th. Technical support. Members without necessary equipment, such as laptops, can submit a request to their site administrator or supervisor. Employment rights. On the screen are key baseline issues we fought hard for in this agreement. No UTLA member is required to physically return to work at a LAUSD building until schools are physically reopened for all students, or as negotiated in a separate agreement. Again, no UTLA members is required to physically return to work at a physical building. No evaluations of permanent educators in 2020 to 21. Probationary and provisional teachers can submit recorded video for observation purposes. No discipline for occasional interruptions to instruction for things like family interruptions or situations that need your attention. And no loss of regular pay. Differentials to be paid to auxiliary pay for performing duties virtually or otherwise, and NBCTs can make up hours for their differential. Current pool teachers will be signed to a school. Substitutes. There's great language addressing the concerns of substitutes. Substitutes will be surveyed to determine the days available to work per week and assign that number of days to a school based on student needs. Special education. There will be substitute coverage for IEP meetings and assessments. PD on virtual delivery of services. Special day class comparable to a workload to other TK through 12 classes, but with greater flexibility for student and program needs. Non-classroom educators. Home visits while schools are closed are voluntary and must follow LA County public health guidelines. Non-classroom educators are expected to work their contractual work hours, but can request flexible schedules from their supervisor. PSWs, PSAs, school psychologists, secondary counselors, and DIS providers will provide a combination of collaboration, consultation, and virtual services for students and family. The district and UTLA will address the needs of English language learners and deaf and hard of hearing students. Psychologists and therapists, such as speech and language, OTPT, adaptive PE, etc., have the flexibility to group students with similar goals from various schools. A maximum of 5 hours screen time for student support services, IEPs, 504s, SSPTs, coaching, conferencing, and all related meetings. Early learners. A maximum screen time of 45 minutes for a session for children under 4 in EEC and CSPP programs. EEC members can request flexible work schedules. A $500 one-time payment for all EEC and CSPP unit members for instructional materials and resources to supplement remote instruction, recognizing the lower pay rate that early educators have. The district will provide appropriate PD for early childhood educators. Ongoing engagement. This agreement cannot possibly address all of the issues that will come up. So we have 2 committees that LAUSD is required to participate in to address ongoing issues. One is the distance learning work group. With 5 UTLA and 5 LAUSD appointees, they will consult on distance learning issues, including, but not limited to, alternative school schedules, technology, distribution of materials and supplies, grading policies, social emotional learning support, assessments and standardized testing, and elementary combination classes. Student and Community Health Work Group is the second one, with 5 UTLA appointees and 5 LAUSD appointees to address ongoing issues impacting the physical and social emotional health of LAUSD students, their families, and the broader community, including but not limited to state and federal funding for public schools and economic instability in our school communities. We are going to need chapter leaders to bring issues to the work group so we can present those issues with collective support.